Remember those Saturday afternoons when the air smelled like fresh pretzels and new sneakers? You'd wander endless halls with friends, windows fogging up from laughter, pockets jingling with allowance money. Malls weren't just places to shop. They were our living rooms, our adventure lands, our escape from the everyday. But time has a way of closing doors quietly, one by one, until the lights flicker out for good. Today, we're flipping through the faded snapshots of 10 shopping malls that died overnight. Grand old gathering spots that went from heartbeats of their towns to silent echoes. Let's take a walk down memory lane, shall we? 1. Randall Park Mall, the giant that slumbered too long. Back in 1976, Randall Park opened its doors in North Randall, Ohio, as the world's largest shopping center, a whopping 2 million square feet of promise, with room for over 200 stores and dreams as big as Lake Erie. Families flocked there for everything from roller skating rinks to Santa's Village, turning it into a holiday wonderland where kids' eyes widened like saucers. What made it special was that sense of endless possibility, like stepping into a small city built just for fun and a little retail therapy. But by the 2000s, online shopping crept in like fog off the lake, and big anchors like Sears pulled away, leaving empty corridors that echoed with ghosts of laughter. In 2009, it shuttered overnight, a sudden quiet after decades of hum. Today, it's mostly rubble, waiting for a new story. But oh, how those old-timers miss the magic. 2. Hawthorn Mall, where suburban dreams faded to twilight. Picture 1973 in Vernon Hills, Illinois. Hawthorn Mall burst onto the scene as a shiny beacon for Chicago's growing suburbs, with 125 stores, an ice skating rink, and fountains that danced like they were in a movie. It was a heart of first dates and family outings, where you'd splurge on a Cinnabon and feel like you'd conquered the world. That welcoming glow, skylights pouring sunshine on marble floors, made it feel like home, even if home was just across the cul-de-sac. But the rise of outlet centers and click-to-buy ease siphoned away the crowds in the 2010s. And when anchors like Carson's closed shop, the rest followed suit. In 2020, amid the pandemic's hush, it went dark overnight, leaving behind a hush that tugs at the heartstrings. Now, redevelopment whispers of apartments and parks, but nothing quite replaces those carefree spins on the rink. 3. Rolling Acres Mall, Akron's lost carousel of joy. In 1975, Rolling Acres Mall spun to life in Akron, Ohio, a 2-level wonder with 115 stores, a movie theater that showed blockbusters on opening night, and a food court buzzing like a beehive at lunch. It was special for wrapping families in a cozy bubble, holiday lights twinkling, arcade games pinging, and that one store with the endless candy aisle that made every visit a treat. Folks still talk about the community fairs there, where neighbors bonded over funnel cakes and face paint. Yet, as the 90s rolled on, competition from newer spots and the pull of home delivery emptied the halls, with JCPenney's exit in 2004 like a final curtain call. Then, in 2008, a swift bankruptcy filing turned off the lights overnight, sealing it in silence. Demolished by 2017, it's now open fields, but the ache for those simple, shared joys lingers like a half-remembered song. For Metro North Mall, Kansas City's echo of forgotten footsteps. Opened in 1975 in Kansas City, Missouri, Metro North was a Midwestern marvel. 1.3 million square feet, 100-plus stores, and a central atrium alive with holiday choirs and spring flower shows. What captured hearts was his role as the neighborhood's pulse. Teens in acid-washed jeans flipping through records, moms grabbing quick bites at the Orange Julia stand. It felt like a warm hug from the city itself, all polished brass rails and echoing hellos. But by the early 2000s, big box stores nearby stole the thunder, and when Macy's bolted in 2014, the dominoes fell fast. The pandemic's final blow came in 2020, closing it overnight with barely a whisper, now abandoned and crumbling. It's a poignant reminder of how quickly our favorite spots can slip away, leaving only vines creeping over faded signs. 5. Northgate Mall, Durham's sudden winter slumber. In 1968, Northgate Mall welcomed shoppers to Durham, North Carolina, as one of the South's early enclosed escapes. 80 stores strong, with escalators humming, and a Sears that anchored it all like a steadfast oak. It shone brightest in those steamy summers, offering cool relief in treasures like comic books or a new sundress, drawing families for all-day adventures. That community thread, church groups meeting in the halls, kids choirs performing, woven into the town's fabric, warm and unbreakable. Yet, the e-commerce wave crashed hard in the 2010s, and COVID's isolation sealed the fate when it shuttered in 2020. Overnight, like a storm passing, demolition followed soon after, making way for fresh starts, but locals still drive by the empty lot, hearts heavy with what was. 6. Cascade Mall, Washington's riverside heart that stopped beating. Nestled by the Skagit River since 1973, Cascade Mall in Burlington, Washington, was a Pacific Northwest gem. Over 100 stores, a sparkling fountain court, and views that made shopping feel like a scenic getaway. It was magic for rainy day escapes, with the smell of evergreen mingling with popcorn and holiday trains chugging through the crowds. Families cherished it as their rainy weekend ritual, a place where worries wash away like the river outside. But online giants and nearby outlets drained the life by the 2010s, and the 2020 pandemic lockdown flipped the switch off overnight, leaving it eerily still. Now redeveloping into mixed-use spaces, it's evolving, yet the quiet loss stings, a chapter closed too soon in our shared storybook. 7. Gwinnett Place Mall, Georgia's sunny smile turned somber. In 1984, Gwinnett Place lit up Duluth, Georgia as a southern star, 1.4 million square feet, 120 stores, an atrium bursting with palms and skylights that chased away the humidity. It became the go-to for proms and barbecues worth of prep, with that infectious buzz of laughter bouncing off the tiles. What made it irreplaceable was the southern hospitality vibe, live music on weekends, kids' crafts in the center court, pulling everyone together like a big family reunion. Tragic events and e-tail competition dimmed the lights through the 2010s, culminating in a 2020 closure that hit like a summer squall, overnight and unrelenting. Parts stand empty now, awaiting rebirth as offices and homes, but flipping through old photos brings a soft ache for those sunlit strolls. 8. Jamestown Mall, St. Louis riverfront relic lost time. Launched in 1964 along the Mississippi in St. Louis, Missouri, Jamestown Mall was a trailblazer, one of the first enclosed spots west of the Mississippi. With 90 stores and a vibe that hummed like the riverboats nearby, it enchanted with its old-school charm. Brass elevators creaking softly, a pet store alive with puppies' yips, and Christmas displays that rival fairy tales. For decades, there was a heartbeat of blue-collar dreams, where folks splurged on small joys after long weeks. But crime whispers and online shifts eroded the crowds by the 2000s, and in 2014, it blinked out overnight, a quiet farewell after 50 years. Demolition in 2023 cleared the slate for new hopes, yet the nostalgia tugs, like waving goodbye to an old friend across the water. 9. Cloverleaf Mall, Virginia's leafy haven that wilted away. In 1972, Cloverleaf Mall bloomed in Chesterfield, Virginia, amid rolling hills. 100 stores and two-story layout, with gardens inside that made it feel like a secret park. It was beloved for those leafy nooks where couples picnicked on benches and kids chased bubbles from street performers. That blend of nature and commerce created a serene escape, turning errands into outings worth savoring. As supercenters sprouted nearby in the 2000s, foot traffic faded like autumn leaves, leading to a 2014 closure that swept in overnight, swift as a fall wind. Now mostly raised for redevelopment, it's a bittersweet blank canvas, but memories of those green-thumbed days bloom eternal in the heart. 10 Palace Station Mall, Indiana's regal retreat gone quiet. Opening in 1988 in Schererville, Indiana, as an extension of a casino hotel, Palace Station Mall dazzled with 50 upscale stores, chandeliers glittering like stars, and a touch of Vegas glamour in the Midwest. It stood out for blending shopping with a splash of excitement. Fashion shows in the atrium, celebrity sightings at openings, making every visit feel like a red carpet event. Families and friends gathered there for that rare thrill, toasting small wins over mall-bought lattes. But the online boom and casino shifts pulled the crowds away by the 2010s, and in 2019, it dimmed overnight, leaving opulent halls to gather dust. Redevelopment into entertainment spots is underway, but the glamorous echo reminds us how fleeting our shiny escapes can be. There you have it, 10 malls that once pulsed with life, now whispering lessons from quieter corners. They remind us how fast the world turns, but also how deeply those old haunts root in our stories. Which one hits closest to home for you? Drop a comment below with your mall memories, the good, the goofy, the gone. If this trip down memory lane warmed your heart, give a like, hit subscribe for more rewind tales, and ring that bell so you never miss a beat.